I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there listening that know Mammoth P, and I'm sure there's a lot that don't. Let's talk about, Mammoth P. They got a really cool story. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to leave that up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dig into Mammoth P itself and the company, and then maybe the products itself after that.
Yeah, so Mammoth has a really interesting backstory. A lot of people don't know. We are based out of Fort Collins, Colorado, and we were developed by 3 microbiologists at Colorado State University. And basically, the school had gotten a grant to study soil microbes because we were trying to figure out how to allow plants to absorb more of the nutrients that we're feeding them. Mostly because of ecological issues. In large-scale farming, we're dumping tons of nutrients into the soil, and it's being mineralized, and then it's not being used by the plants, but it's going into runoff, causing algae blooms and things like that. One of the main causes of algae blooms is phosphorus runoff. Phosphorus is also the most important nutrient for flowering plants.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of where their head was at, is how can we allow the plants to absorb more of the phosphorus that we're feeding them? And a lot of it was, okay, naturally, soil microbes break down nutrients and allow the plants to absorb them. So that's where we went with it. They developed a biotechnology that allows them to select bacteria based off specific function. So we cycle through billions of strains of soil microbes that we collected from all over the country. We actually, some of our clients helped us. They sent in soil samples for us to kind of run through this DNA sequencing system. And that allows us to pull specific strains, and then from those, we put them together in different microbial communities to see how they would function together. And that's how Mammoth P came to be, was basically just a process of elimination of studying these bacteria in these microbial communities and watching how they function, and then taking the ones that broke down phosphorus the best and kept putting them together. And so we came down with 4 strains that specifically targets phosphorus. They break down phosphorus 30 times stronger than any bacteria known in nature. They're very, very strong as far as they can survive harsh environments. They do really well in a water environment, which is why we can run it in hydroponics and through dosing systems and everything. But yeah, it was cool kind of how they discovered it, because it wasn't even intended for necessarily the cannabis market. But once we developed that product, we ran trials on absolutely everything. And we have tons of data on our website. You can look up articles in the Journal of Horticulture. They're scientifically peer-reviewed articles that have a lot of our data from different plant trials that we've run, and it works great on any flowering crop. Mm-hmm. But being from Colorado, we obviously dabbled with the cannabis, and we see such a huge increase in overall yield using that because of that extra phosphorus uptake. That's kind of the market that we ended up in, mm-hmm. was in cannabis. So one of the microbiologists, Colin Bell, he left the university, and he actually, the first batches of Mammoth were brewed in his garage. We were a startup. We didn't have much money. We got funding and, had some investors come in, and went from his garage to a transmission shop that he rented out and cleaned up. And now we're in the facility he got after that. We're still there, and we make everything in-house. We have a lab there. We make it, bottle it, ship it all out of one facility. Our office is there. Right in Fort Collins. So we still have some greenhouses and stuff off site, and we do still do some stuff at the university. So we have access to a little bit of equipment there.
Vibe, you know? It's more than a